Okay, Wildcats, everyone at journal page 18, formulate systems of equations. Steps to formulate and solve a system. Step 1, define the variables. Step 2, write the equations. Step 3, solve the system. Step 4, explain the solution in sentence form. All right, if you would, finish up your notes. All right, now your notes are complete. Let's take a look at our examples. All right, write and solve the system of equations. Example 1. The larger of the two numbers is 20 less than 3 times the smaller number. The sum of the numbers is 24. Find the numbers. All right, so step 1, we need to define the variables. So x and y. Let's call them x and y. Okay. Let's call x the large number. And let's call y the small number. Okay. Now we need to write our equations. So it says the larger of two numbers is. So the larger number is. The word is means equal. 20 less. That means minus 20. Then 3 times the smaller number. So 3 times the smaller number minus 20. Now it says the sum of the numbers is 24. So x plus y equals 24. Now it looks like we're going to want to solve this by substitution because we have what x equals, and we can substitute that into x in the second equation. So we have x equals 3y minus 20 and x plus y equals 24. So we're going to substitute this x in for this x. So 3y minus 20 plus 1y equals 24. Well, 3y and 1y is 4y, so that's 4y minus 20 equals 24. We're going to add 20 to both sides, so 4y equals 44. Divide both sides by 4, so y equals 11. Now we're going to substitute 11 into the first equation, so x equals 3 times 11 minus 20. Well, 33 minus 20 is 13, so x equals 13. All right, now our final step is to write the solution as a sentence. So we would say the larger, let's just say the large number let's draw some lines to write. The large number is 13, and the small number is 11. All right, go and finish up example 1. All right, let's take a look at example 2. A geometry teacher has a set of 60 plastic pentagons and octagons. He happened to notice that all the figures together had a total of 354 sides. How many of each shape are there? Okay, so let's call P the number of pentagons. And O, let's put a slash so we don't confuse that with 0, the number of octagons. Okay, So our equation, it says, has a 60, or demonstrates a set of 60 plastic pentagons and octagons. So P plus O equals 60. And then now octagons have 5 sides, so 5P plus octagons have 8 sides, which equals 354 sides. Draw this one. I think I drew that way too small. There we go. All right. Now, I'm saying elimination is probably our best method because we have the p's lined up and the octagons lined up. So if we multiply the first equation by -5, the -5 and +5 will cancel. But we can't just multiply the p by -5. We have to multiply the entire equation by -5 because of the equal sign. So -5p minus, because we're multiplying by -5, minus 5 octagon equals -5 times 60 is -300. We're going to leave the second equation alone. Well, the p's cancel. You're left with 75 O equals 54. Oh, wait. Oh, almost made a mistake there. Woo! I actually accidentally thought that was 80, but that's 80. So this is 8. Probably wasn't the wisest decision to use the O for octagon, but we can still use it mathematically. And so since we caught the mistake, we're okay. So -5 plus 8 is 3 times O for octagon. Divide 3 by both sides. 54 divided by 3 is 18. So there's 18 octagons. Okay, now to find the number of pentagons, we're going to substitute 18 into the first equation. So P plus 18 equals 60. All we need to do is subtract 18 from both sides. So P equals 42 pentagons. Excuse me. All right, so let's draw some lines to write our sentence. All right, so we would say there are 42 pentagons and 18 octagons. All right, go and finish up number or example 2. All right, let's take a look at example 3. A group of sophomore students leaves the high school without permission to go to lunch at Taco Bell. If a student buys 2 burritos and 5 tacos, his bill will be $19.50. If the student buys 5 burritos and 2 tacos, his bill will be $22.50. Find the price of each taco and each burrito. All right, so let's do T, the price. Actually, let's do what comes first. Let's do the burrito. Since burrito came first and tacos, let's use B first. So let's use B. Let me write that better. Since burritos came first. So Brie is the cost of one burrito. And let's use a capital T for the cost of one taco. Left off the word up, but that's okay. Cost one burrito, cost one taco, okay? So now it says if a student buys two burritos, so 2B plus 5 tacos, so 5T, that equals $19.50. Now, if another student buys 5 burritos, so 5B plus 2 tacos, so 2T equals $22.50. Okay, so it looks like eliminations are best option because the B's are lined up, the T's are lined up, but we're going to have to multiply both the equations. So if we multiply the first equation by a positive 5 and the second equation by a negative 2, we'll get positive 10, negative 2, okay? So let's do that. So 5 times 2B is 10B plus 5 times 5T is 25T. All right. 5 times 1950 is 9750. Now, negative 2 times 5B is negative 10B. Negative 2 times 2T is negative 4T. And then negative 2 times 2250 is negative 45. Okay, well, you'll notice the B's cancel. 25T minus 4T is 21T. 9750 minus 45 is 5250. Divide both sides by 21. A taco at Taco Bell costs $2.50. Okay. I'm going to have to steal some space from here. Okay. Now, we're going to substitute the $2.50 into either equation. We don't want to plug them into the substituted one. We want to be safe and plug it into either one of these. And it looks like let's plug it into the first one. So that's 2B plus 5 times $2.50 equals $19.50. All right, so then that's 2B plus 5 times 250 is $12.50 equals $19.50. So we're going to subtract $12.50 from both sides. So $19.50 minus $12.50 is 7. So 2B equals 7. We divide both sides by 2. B equals $3.50. So the cost of a burrito at Taco Bell is $3.50. So let's state our conclusion. So a taco costs $2.50. I guess I should use the number or the money symbol. And a burrito costs $3.50 at Taco Bell. Okay, so finish up example 3. All right, example 4. Mr. Luke has hidden 575 quarters and nickels in his classroom. The quarters and nickels amount to $83.75. How many quarters and nickels has Mr. Luke hidden in his classroom? So first thing we want to do is define our variables. So let's define our quarters. So this is the number of quarters. And let's use a capital N for the number of nickels. Okay, now total, so Q plus N equals 575. Okay, now cost. Quarters are 25 cents, so that's 0.25 Q plus nickels are 5 cents, so 0.05 N, and that equals a total of $83.75. Now, to make this problem easier, let's convert all of these to pennies. So there's 25 pennies in a quarter, so we can get rid of decimal. There's 5 pennies in a nickel, and 8,375 pennies makes up $83.75. So by converting everything pennies, we can get rid of the decimal. Now, we want to use elimination because the Q's are lined up and the N's are lined up. In this case, I think I'm going to multiply by -5 since it's a smaller number, so we can cancel the N. So I'm going to multiply the first equation by -5. Okay, so that is -5Q minus 5N equals -5 times 575 is -2,875. And we're going to leave this equation alone. So that's 25Q plus 5N equals 8,375. Okay, well, -5Q plus 25Q is 20Q. The ends cancel equals -2,875 plus 8,375 is 5,500. Divide both sides by 20, so the number of quarters is 275. By the way, I know if you notice I've been using whiteout, I recommend getting, it's the BIC whiteout, easy correct, if you haven't already, because as you can see, it can pay off significantly when you're taking your notes, okay? And also, if you haven't already been using, the best pencil in the world today is America's Gold pencil. It is quite literally the gold standard of pencils, okay? So there you go. There's my promotion of the video. Okay, so now we're going to substitute 275 in for Q in the first equation. So that's 275 plus N equals 575. Okay, we're going to subtract 275 from both sides. So N equals 575 minus 275 is 300. So there are 300 nickels in the classroom. So let's conclude our solution with a sentence. So you would say there are 275 quarters and there are 300 nickels in the classroom. All right, go ahead and finish up example 4. All right, example 5. A rogue Secret Service agent has stolen Air Force One and is flying at the altitude of 10,000 feet. He begins to descend at a rate of 200 feet per minute. At the same time that the Secret Service agent begins to descend, President Jamie Foxx begins to climb at a rate of 50 feet per minute in a rescue plane. In how many minutes will the plane be at the same altitude? What will the altitude be? All right, so let's use capital M for the number of minutes. And let's use capital A for the altitude in feet. Okay, so now let's write our equations. Now it says the rogue Secret Service agent starts at 10,000 feet, but it's descending, so we're going down at 200 feet per minute. And that's equal to the altitude. Now at the same time, Jamie Foxx begins to ascend at 50 feet per minute, and that's his altitude. So you can see here that Jamie Foxx is starting on the ground, and the rogue Secret Service agent is starting at 10,000 feet. Now you'll notice that both of these equations are equal to A. Since they're both equal to A, we can set them equal to each other. So 10,000 minus 200m is equal to 50m. At this point, we're going to solve, so we're going to add 200 to both sides. So 10,000 equals 250m. We're going to divide both sides by 250, so 10,000 divided by 250 is 40. Okay, now real simple, we're going to substitute 40 in for m into the second equation because it's more simple. So 50 times 40 equals A. So 40 times 50 is 2,000. So the altitude is equal to 2,000. So let's complete our work and state the solution. So we can say that the planes will be at the same altitude of 2,000 feet in 40 minutes. Which is one of the best parts of the movie. Besides the part where Jamie Foxx drives what's it called? I guess they call it the Beast, the limo the president rides in, which entertained him. So if you haven't had a chance to see this movie after you've watched this video, I recommend watching it. It's a great movie, probably one of the best of all time. And with that, have a wonderful Wildcat day.